everyone, it's Bex, PlannerUK on Instagram, and as promised I am just going to do a mid-year planner update. So I'm going to talk about what's working and what's not working in terms of my lineup for 2023, and I'm going to talk it through and maybe touch on some of the things that I will be using for 2024, because I do already have my lineup fairly sorted for 2024. Is that too early? It's July. I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, so I started out the academic year with this beautiful page-a-day diary from Collins, which I absolutely love. So it's an academic planner, 2022 to 2023. How gorgeous is it? So when I saw it, I did absolutely fall in love with it. I did check with Collins before I bought it that it was fountain pen friendly, and they said it was, but it did seem a bit dubious, to be honest. I did give up on the fountain pens. I'm just seeing if I can find a page that gives an example. So maybe if I used very fine fountain pens, maybe I could have found one that was okay, but I generally like medium or broad nibs, and it didn't seem to work that well. I'm sure I did some pen tests somewhere, but I quite soon gave up on it anyway and just started using biros, which was fine. And it is nice paper, but yeah, it's definitely better suited to gel pens or to biros than to fountain pens, I would say. So it is a page a day. Basically I had a page a day and I just generally filled it with my to-do list, notes, etc. It was very messy, as you can see. I generally did the calendar down the side for when I was teaching or when I had meetings, and then literally a long to-do list. So I did use this for quite a good chunk of the year, really, well into 2023. But the reason why I actually stopped using it is, well, there's a few reasons really. It is obviously very bulky and heavy, and it took up a lot of bag space. So I had it in this cover here, the zipped cover, which is fantastic and protected it really well. But as you can imagine, it takes up a lot of bag space, and I already am lugging about my laptop and other registers and all sorts of other paperwork, so it was quite heavy. Also, I found because it was a page a day, I was filling a page full of my to-dos, and so my to-do list was growing, and it maybe didn't help me to prioritize what was most important for that day or the bigger projects. It was great, obviously, for noting all the little things that I needed to do, but I also needed to look at the bigger picture. So I found that didn't work too well for me. And I did also miss the weekly view. It didn't have that weekly overview of when I was teaching, when I was in meetings, etc. So I did really miss that. So yeah, beautiful planner. Absolutely love the cover. But unfortunately it wasn't perfect for what I needed. I was seduced by the beauty of the cover and the colour of the cover. So that is the first one. So when I tried to downgrade the amount of bulk that I was carrying around, I moved into a Kinbor Weekly planner in the vertical layout. And you might have seen this on my Instagram. Until very recently, I had it in my Moterm apricot veg tan leather cover, which I absolutely love. It feels absolutely gorgeous. I have actually just moved it into this Moterm cover. I'm not as big a fan of the pebbled grain on this cover, but I do love the colour. But actually, I thought this is probably more robust, again, for it going into my work bag every day with my laptop, whereas I was very aware that my cover although it's there to be used, it was getting a lot of dinks and scratches in it, which I know I should embrace, but I just thought that actually I could keep that cover at home and then start using this cover. So I have just swapped them over just recently. So this is my Kinbor cover. My Kinbor, sorry, it's the museum version. So I really like this cover. I've just got a plastic cover on it. There are 2 other colours which I think I might buy for the future. So it is the undated version. I'm sure you'll have seen the Kinbor before, but it is fairly similar to the Hobonichi Weeks, but obviously a vertical layout rather than a horizontal layout. It's kind of got a project plan at the front. It's got the monthly view, which I don't use as well as I should do. And then it has the weekly view, which if I show you a blank one. So it has just kind of 1 to 5 at the top. Then it has the timed schedule up until, so it looks like it's from about 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock until midnight. And then it's got these boxes at the bottom. And then the weekend is stacked at the side, which some people like, some people don't. The Saturday and Sunday are down the side, which works for me because this is my work, my day planner. And it has some notes pages at the back as well. So this planner I absolutely love. It's very messy, so be prepared. It's in biro, although fountain pens do work fine with it from what I've tested. It's very bright. I like using highlighters. It's very messy. Things are crossed out when meetings and plans change. But I just absolutely love it. I think there's something liberating actually about using a fairly cheap planner in this way. I think it maybe costs about £10 from AliExpress, but it just really, really works for me. Obviously the tabs down the side look really worn out and battered. I do use the occasional sticker in the corner, just to probably quite random stickers that my children have often put in. But it's just really well used and loved, and so I think I do want to keep this for next year. And then I have it in a setup with just some, they're not Traveller's notebook, they're not Traveller's company brand, but they're just obviously standard size inserts as well. So I just put my meeting notes into here, and I've got a backup book because this first book's nearly full. So this standard size doesn't work brilliantly for my notes, I have to admit. I would like a larger size, and I am changing that for next year. But the actual Kinbor itself works really well. So, and I generally have, you might have seen on Instagram, I generally have the, what do you call them, the Bic kind of 4-colour pens. I've got the one that's in like pink and purple, like quite bright cheery colours, and then I've got another one that has 3 colours of biros, and then it has a pencil, which is quite useful as well. I quite like that, and a rubber on the top. So that works really well. So the next one I will show you is my common planner that I used for Plannerfest, Journalfest, Stationery Fest. So my side project business, I will show you. So I have this in, again, a Moterm, a really lovely colour. Again, it's in that pebbled grain, which isn't as nice as the veg tan, but they are very robust and strong. And this is the common planner. I'm sure many of you have seen this. I absolutely love this, and I had the Avec version as well as this full year version as well for 2023. It is really, really beautiful, and I love how the paper is fountain pen friendly, and I have used fountain pens generally throughout, as well as actually a Uniball black pen, which I've absolutely loved on the paper, and just loved that black and white simplicity really. So I probably won't show you too much because obviously there's a lot of event information and event secrets and things that are in the pipeline and being planned, not just for this year but for next year as well. But it's very messy and functional. I'll see if I can show you a page. So basically I did start off with things like my vision board at the front, and I did use the monthly pages to try and help me plan social media, which isn't very pretty at all. But as you can imagine, with PlannerFest, JournalFest and StationeryFest social media accounts, it was quite hard to keep track and keep on top of all of that. So I did make a note in my paper planner of what was scheduled, because my brain just works much better that everything has to be on paper, even though it's scheduled and online as well. And what have I got? What else can I show you? At the front, I've just got my word of the year, which was elevate. And what else can I show you? And then it's just lots and lots of pages of, as you can imagine, to-do lists, notes, you know, lots of stuff in there. So again, I'm not going to show you too many of the pages, I'm afraid. One thing that is absolutely beautiful, though, obviously I had this planner with me on the actual day of the event, on JournalFest, PlannerFest, StationeryFest Day. And of course, in the VIP area, so PlannerFest and JournalFest attendees, there were some creative mark-making sessions with Geraldine and Sarah, the Moodler. And yeah, just let me show you. They managed to both add something to my book, and they are so beautiful. And so look, just let me show you. How amazing is this? So this was by Sarah the Moodler. How stunning is that? And then I will also show you the one that Geraldine did as well in my book. So Geraldine is it Weaver of Creative Magic? So Geraldine, and look at this beautiful mark making that she did. Again, the beautiful colours and watercolours. So gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to treasure those. And that makes this book even more special, really. With obviously it's a planner, but it has those beautiful pages within it, which is fantastic. So yeah, just if you want to see a blank layout, this is the kind of the weekly vertical layout that's throughout the planner, and then it does have plenty of just plain notes pages at the back as well. So I will continue to use this planner even though the event is over, and now I will use this more of maybe a social media planner and a PlannerUK kind of YouTube planner. But also, of course, because planning is already starting now or very soon, I am having a slight break, but then planning will start with a vengeance for next year. So that's really exciting. So it's a full year planner, and I am looking forward to filling the remainder of the year with plans for the future. So you'll notice after many, many years of using the Hobonichi Weeks and having what I would call a pretty planner that I use lots of stickers and things in, this year I don't have a pretty planner, which I have missed. But I think because the year has been really, really busy, I haven't had much time to miss it, and it would definitely have been neglected with everything that was going on. So my planner style definitely is very, very functional and busy. And as much as I love that pretty planning, unfortunately at the moment it didn't kind of fit in really with my life, I suppose. But maybe that will come back for next year. We shall see. So I hope you enjoyed that glimpse into my planners. I will do another video, which I've already planned out, talking about my lineup in terms of planners for 2024, some of which I already have, because obviously I work in a university, so I am using the academic year system. So obviously my planners, I want them to start from September, and I have some undated planners that I will use for that purpose, so that the year can start when I need it to, rather than be regimented to start in January. So I will do another video about that anyway, so please do subscribe if you haven't already, if you would like to be updated when that goes live. And the next video that I'm going to film, I will also do a mid-year journal update as well. So if you are interested in journaling, I will go through all of the multiple journals that I'm using, they all have different purposes, so I will talk you through each of those in case that is of interest. So happy planning, happy journaling. Thanks so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.